Hello, everyone. Welcome to this month's new moon ritual. So happy that you could make it today. Oh, I'm so excited. New moon in Taurus. Go ahead and check the description really quick for anything that you're going to need. Mostly somewhere that you can be with yourself for the next 45 or so minutes that has enough space that you're going to be able to do some movement as well as to like lay down and relax afterwards. So we're going to get the energy moving, clear some things out, and then we're going to get into a really nice, gentle meditation. So go ahead and grab those things, pop on, say hi when you're here, and we will get started in just a second. Dun, dun, dun. Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness. Hello, beautiful beings. So excited. Okay, so today's full moon, or sorry, new moon. It's a new moon in Taurus today. So we are going to be really focusing on this idea of the earth and of the bull. In Vedic astrology, we are in a new moon in Aries. So, what that means is that for you right now, it might feel still a little bit fiery. You still might have like a lot of new planting that you want to do. But for your future, you're ready to like really ground into the future. So sometimes the Vedic and entropic astrology, because they're actually only 23 degrees off, are so close to each other that the energies really mingle into each other. So on my Superconscious Sundays this week, we were really talking about how the sacred rage of burn the patriarchy down, blow it all up, is not very sustainable energy, and that we want to come back into this more fluid, secular natural cycle that water gives us. So when you mix that water and that fire together, you have the steam necessary to move forward. So we're going to use today's practice and use the energy of the ox. It's been really strong this year because in Chinese astrology, we're actually in the year of the ox. So a lot of grounding and like willing to let go of the load in our wagon that isn't necessary anymore, and really knowing our worth, right? That's the number one thing that I teach my clients. It looks different for everyone, but you're never going to receive the desires and the intentions that you write down on your to-do list or your manifestation list if you don't actually believe that you're worthy of receiving it, right? It's like, here's a 5 carat diamond, and you're like, oh, actually, no, I'm not worthy of that, even though you had asked exactly for a 5 carat diamond, right? So while we are really sitting in this energy, I know that for a lot of people, you're coming into this space of you've done all the inner work, you've done all this internal work, you've done the healing, you've done the shadow integration, you've done the embodiment practices, you do your meditations, like you do all of that, and yet you're still not willing to see that like it's okay for you to let go of your past. It's okay to let go of the bullshit in your wagon, right? Like all the things that are just not serving you anymore. So today's new moon, we also have Venus in Taurus as well right now. So there's all this very like lovey, yummy energy where you can really truly like ground and like hold your ground into this fertile soil that we have available to us, this beautiful cosmic energy as we're going into eclipse season. Our first eclipse of the eclipse season is 26th of May. There's a partial lunar eclipse. So for the next 2 weeks, you're going to be in this like wormhole, this vortex of ascension, if you're willing to actually let go and be light, right? Having all the light within us doesn't mean anything if you're not actually willing to go into those dark places, to shine in the shadows, right? But shining a light in the shadows doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're back to being victim to the shadows. It's the fact that you know you're so solid as a light, as the lighthouse, that you can be there. You can be there during the dark nights of the soul for other people. You can be there as this beacon of hope and liberation because of the internal work that you do. And you are given permission. This new moon is giving us all permission to actually be reborn anew, to actually trust this journey, right? So you guys know Dylan. You remember Dylan. He and I were having a conversation the other day, and it was this realization that we were both having simultaneously. Surprise, twin flames, simultaneous realizations, that we're so focused often on course correction of like trying to dictate how the course is going to go, how the river is going to flow, which curve it's going to take, that we forget to just sit back and relax and just enjoy the ride and really trust the journey. Trust that since we are the ones who are the authors, since we are the ones who have written out this melodrama that we just forgot that we had done, because that's this game, we write out this epic journey for ourselves, and then we get born and we get kissed on the lips and we get our little clef. This is Lyra that does this, and you come into this world forgetting that you just laid out this whole crazy journey for yourself, right? It's like you go and you're signing up for earth school, right? And the secretary's like, okay, what courses are you going to take? Okay, so some child trauma. Okay, so we're going to add some sexual assault too. Okay, so money mindset. Are you sure? You like, this is a big course load. Oh, okay, you've been to earth before, you know how this works. Okay, cool. Sign here, dot here, initial there, and here you go. You're going to go and you're going to go past that cabinet, but just remember that once you go through that cabinet, you walk through that doorway and go through that veil, you're going to forget everything that you just signed up for. But that's the whole point of the earth school, right? So we forget that a lot because we're trying to do all this. We're trying to remember. We're like, oh, wait, I remember. Go to the priestess path. Go to the sex magic. Go to the this. Go learn this. Go do this. Go do that. All the things, all the learn. How. How do I remember? How. And instead of just like, oh, I wrote this story, right? Like, wow, this is hilarious. This is the most epic journey I could ever imagine, right? And then actually trust it. Like actually trust it, right? It's putting the order into the universe and trusting that the universe is going to actually give you what you wanted. You don't need to know how they're making your fucking salad in the back. You order the best salad on the menu, they're going to bring you the best salad on the menu, right? Releasing our attachments to how we're getting there, right? Coming back to this energy of this ox, this energy of the bull, the energy of Taurus, and grounding into all of the work that you've done, right? You guys have probably all been on lives before when I've been like this, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're healed, right? That's all it takes for us to really wake up to the fact that you've done all this work. Let your past go and step in to the dragon that you are. Step into the superconscious leader that you are. Step into your sovereignty, right? Be the true sovereign of your creation and take authority, right? Authority, author. They have the same root, right? To be. That's actually what the root is. A-U, to be. So when you can take authority that you are the author of this journey, then you can gratefully receive the things that you have set out your intentions for. How many of you even remember what your intentions were for the new year, Chinese New Year? Do you even remember? Month to month, are you going back and looking at the new moon intentions that you wrote and seeing if any of them have actually come to fruition, which ones have fallen out of alignment, right? So often we're talking about timeline jumping, and we forget that if you set an intention in this timeline and then you over here to this timeline, you may have never set this intention in this timeline. So while knowing how to shift through timelines and knowing how to really feel your way through the elasticity of time and space as we know it as multidimensional beings, you have to still carry the vibration of your intention with you, right? Like you really need to be able to say, this is how I feel while I'm setting this intention. And the other timelines that become available to me, I need to still feel this way for this intention to play out. Now, that intention might end up not being important to you, and that's fine. But I find with my own clients that I'm like, well, when was the last time you actually looked at the new moon intention list that you set? When was the last time you looked at your New Year's resolutions and the goals that you wanted? Guys, we're already halfway through quarter two, right? Like, you got it's that quick that these move, and next thing you know, it's going to be December 2021. Are you going to be able to say that you did all the things in that letter that we all wrote together in this group on New Year's Eve? Right? Truly knowing you are worthy of everything that you wrote down in that letter, of everything you set your intention for, because an intention is something that you claim to be right now, not someday in the future, maybe, hopefully, wish upon a star, will be, maybe, hopefully. This is my intention. I fucking claim this right here, right now. And I'm willing to wait and have patience for it to grow, right? You don't go plant your carrot seeds and then the next day go out and expect that there's carrots all popped up. It takes nurturing, it takes water, it takes sunlight, it takes all these other things to really allow the fertile soil and allow all of the elements to do its thing and give you what you want. But then you can find these pockets, right? Between the new moon and the full moon of this month is a pocket of accelerated growth where gave your plants some extra miracle grow and they do pop off a little bit faster. Or you end up in timelines that have merged multiple intentions together and you're receiving so fast. And as long as you're open and you're willing to be like, yes, I have arrived. I am here. I am ready. I received this. I trusted the universe to take me where I wanted to go, right? I trusted the universe to take me to 6-figure months. And look, here I am with 6-figure months, right? That's the sort of energy that we need to be cultivating with this new moon, right? It's sitting in the relaxation and the warmth and the yummy little space of all that you've done, knowing that's your journey, knowing you've written all that down in your book of life, but you can close those chapters. You have permission to close those chapters, to let go of the things that are no longer serving you and really step into these next chapters of your life. The ones that you've been waiting for, the ones that you've been able to see because you've been able to skip ahead during your meditations and using your clairvoyance and all of your psychic abilities and superconscious resources to look at. You're here, baby. You've arrived. Like literally right now out loud, I want you to all say it. I have arrived. Right? Allow that. Allow it to be. Okay. I'm going to read some of these comments. Hi, Christina and Melissa. Okay, it's been difficult for me to let go of my past since my environment and those in the constantly reminding of it, hence why I'm moving. Nice. Yeah, so that's sometimes what you have to do. You have to physically remove yourself from the situation. Because when you're physically removed from the situation, then you can give your body the space it needs, right? It gives it the space to breathe, gives you the space to really shine and show up. If you've got a garden full of weeds, then those carrots are never going to grow. So that's exactly sometimes what it needs. But sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes it's not a big move. Sometimes it's literally just taking a moment, like we're going to in a minute, and taking stock. Taking stock of your story, taking stock of all the things that you've done, allowing yourself to release and let go, and to realize that you're moving past the ox and wagon part of your life and that you're about to get into the backseat of a limousine with some Prosecco in a nice evening ball gown going to wherever it is that you want to go. And that you can trust that the limousine is safe, that you're held, it's not going to break down, nothing's going to go on, and that your limo driver, aka the universe, is going to get you to your destination. And your job is literally just to, what do I have? This is a giant bottle of water, so it's different, but you know, just and just revel in all of the work you have done, right? Really revel in it. So I make sure I have everyone's comments going. Okay, cool. So how we're gonna do this today. First, let's light our candle, because I talked for like 15 minutes without lighting it, but it's okay. Yeah. We're going to light our candle. We're going to ground in now that we've had a little lecture, and we're going to get into the actual ritual practice for today. And I use the word ritual in the fact that I'm always in ritual. I'm always in a space of ceremony with source, right? I'm always in this pocket where instantaneous healing can connect and occur so that it is this fast vortex of ascension, right? I tell you guys all the time, I am not a NASCAR watcher. I get bored watching shit go in circles like this. I will, however, watch the drag races because I think it's awesome to watch those cars go off the start line 300 miles per hour, 5Gs straight off, and it's over in a split second, right? Quarter mile, it's done in like less than 10 seconds. I like those kind of races. But that's terrifying. Like every time those race car drivers get into those cars, it has the ability to kill them. And I get it's the same thing with NASCAR, but if you like look at the deaths in NASCAR compared to drag races, one of them is extremely much more dangerous. But it also gives you such a different rush and a reward. And it allows you to be able to take life by the horns, to stare life in the face and get beat down in the arena over and over and over again till you're bloody and bruised and still get back up, right? The people that are going around and around like that, they're doing it because they're afraid. They're afraid of the change. They are afraid of who they're going to be once they don't longer have their stories. So many clients come to me because they want to no longer identify with these traumas they've held on to for 5, 10, 20 years, but they don't trust. They don't believe they're worthy of being someone who doesn't have those stories weighing them down. Your past doesn't define your future. We know this. We see people all the time overcome huge hardships. And yet society wants to continuously just beat you down and beat you down. They call him saying beat him down. So he has to move. But some of us don't have the ability to move. I literally live in my family home. Like we had the ability to, but we chose to buy it. So I've done all of my inner child healing in the space that the childhood trauma occurred in. And my parents lived down the street. I was reminded constantly. I lived with them for the first part of my healing journey. Like a lot of it comes from just being like, nope, external environment doesn't affect me. The only thing that affects me is what's going on in here, which is why we're going to do some embodied movement as part of today's ritual. But it's about becoming aware of the fact that you can be in ritual all of the time. When I'm pouring my morning coffee, when I'm sitting in the sun, when I'm walking my dog, when I'm playing with my kids, when I'm doing anything, I do it with the same reverence that I do when I show up here. You show up to your altar the same way that you show up to the rest of your life. So, let's see here. Okay, we're going to grab our candle. We're going to light it. Let's go ahead and take a nice deep breath into the center of your heart. Let it out. Another deep breath in. Let it out. One more time in. And let it out. Okay. I'm going to light our candle, setting the intention for open communication, setting the intention for grounding into our highest possible timelines, setting the intention of being able to know our worthiness, of receiving all of the abundance, bliss, prosperity, health, wealth, happiness that we can imagine, because we are here serving a purpose. We're the ones that have been prophesized about. Our ancestors spoke of this new age, and here we are ushering in this new age. You are living your soul purpose. Gaia wants you to do it. So your earthly needs will be met because of that. They will be. So truly and completely knowing you are worthy of letting go of the bullshit stories and stepping into knowing yourself as a healed person here to help change the whole planet and shift the whole planet to higher dimensional states of being. From here, we will take our incense. This is green Tara incense. I love this incense so much. Green Tara's mantra translates to I am the star that crosses over and becomes the tree of life, and I am the tree of life that reaches up and touches every star. That's who you are. So remember that. Weaving in all polarities into the singularity, clearing out the space to come into union within ourselves, balancing out all of the masculine and feminine energies, coming into this divine union, this marriage of beautiful bliss, pure abundance, and unlimited potential for who we are truly meant to be as superconscious leaders. Okay. So we're going to do a little guided meditation that's going to move into guided, well, not guided, that's going to move into movement. So you're going to want to now be in the space that you can easily, on the cue, stand up and be able to move, because the meditation is going to start seated, go to standing. We're going to listen to some music, move some energy, and then come back into laying position or sitting, whichever is more comfortable, and finishing off that way. So you're going to hear me speaking the whole time. You're also going to hear some cues. So this is why you're going to stay for the first part a little bit more here and present, and then we'll take you on a nice little journey and then bring you back. Okay. If you have any crystals, grounding crystals, keep those around you right now. I put a list in the description of ones that would work for you, and make sure you've got your water near you. Just depends, we're gonna listen to a couple of different types of music just to really move everything through, okay? So go ahead and get comfortable here and allow yourself to just be in your body, taking some nice deep breaths in the nose, out the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Being aware of your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes, touching yourself, your body, your breasts, your chest, your booty, your genitals, wherever feels good, your throat. Run your fingers through your hair if you have it. Just really connecting to this physical vessel that is guiding you through this part of your conscious awareness. Allowing yourself to feel, sense, hear, or just recognize, see your guides and your ancestors coming to join us. All of that work that you've done, they're all coming here to celebrate. They're here to witness your rebirth as this true sovereign being that knows your worth of receiving the unlimited prosperity of this universe, because you're so connected to your soul mission, and you know that you are here to usher in a golden age by remembering the ancient magic and fusing it with future wisdom. Inviting in any of your avatars from other spaces and times with any knowledge that they want to bring to you today. Welcoming your guides from the other dimensions. Arcturians, Pleiadians, Andromedans, Sirians. We have the Lyrans, the Orions, the Scythians, all of the dragons, the elementals, the nymphs, the mermaids, the inner earth beings. You are never alone. You always have this spiritual entourage around helping you carry the burden. And we're all here to tell you that you don't have to hold on to it anymore. At this time, allowing yourself to either see, hear, sense, or recognize yourself as the bull, as the ox, hitched up to this huge covered wagon, and in that covered wagon are all of your stories from this life and others. All of the experiences, all of the joys, all of the tears, all of the trials and tribulations, all the celebrations and victories. They're all in this covered wagon. All of the negative mindset, all of the positive mindset, it's all here, and you are going through your journey, and it has gotten heavy. You are strong. You are an ox. You are this bull. You are this powerful, grounded creature. Fertile, filled with so many beautiful ideas, but you can't seem to even add one more ounce to this wagon because it is so heavy. I want you to hear, see, sense, recognize that you have the ability to let go of anything in that wagon that is no longer serving you. Any old traumas that you have worked so hard to heal, allow them to be healed and let them go. The core wounds, the ancestral wounds, allow them to be healed and let them go. Watch as these boxes or books or crates or balls of light, or however you're seeing or hearing or sensing this for yourself, it's all correct. It's all exactly what you need. But allow them to fall off and watch or see or hear, recognize, know that these old habits that are no longer serving you, that no longer have any matter to you, get to be released for all the time and all eternity, through all of space, through all dimensions, through all timelines. And you can watch them just falling away, decomposing in the earth. Allow Mother Gaia to receive, allow Pachamama to receive all of these burdens that you have carried, because she knows what to do with them. You don't need to know how she does what she does. She does her own thing. But let her do her thing. Let them go. Let go of the bullshit. Let it go. Maybe even within your own ox self, you're feeling kind of heavy or bloated, and you've got to just release it. Release it. However that feels or looks or sounds to you in this meditation. Now I want to invite you to start to move as you're releasing this. We carry our traumas and our stories on a cellular level within our physical bodies. So just allow yourself to start to move. It doesn't need to be on beat. It doesn't need to be pretty. No one can see you. If that looks like a stretch, if that looks like just a yawn, maybe you need to uncross your legs. Allowing your breath to guide you as you hear, see, feel, and recognize that weight in that covered wagon is lifting just a little bit. Allow the emotions to come through. If you need to scream, scream. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to laugh, laugh. Let it go. Let it go. Remembering to move at this point. If you need to create more space for yourself, do that. What feels good? What does your body crave right now? Is it just a simple twist of your wrist? Is it your hands on your body or down your thigh? Is it just giving yourself a little foot massage? Mm. Coming into all that you are, knowing this is what it feels like to be weightless, to be light, moving, shifting, doing whatever it is that you need to do. This time, if you need to stand up, maybe some downward dog. Maybe some cat-cow. Remembering that a flexible spine brings longevity of life. This is the channel that the Kundalini moves through. As we allow ourselves to know that we are worthy of receiving, we need to open up our ability to birth the new ideas, the new inventions, the new modalities, the new way of being, the new policies, the new laws, the new rules. We're building a whole new earth. Let those hips go. Making big, giant hip circles, if that feels good. Again, you don't need to follow my cues. Do what feels good to you. Coming back into your wagon, is there anything else? What else needs to be cleared out? What else needs to be moved through you? What else can you release right now? Can you allow yourself to move in an easy and simple way? Mm. How can you allow yourself to move even more gently, even if in the tumultuous times things might not always feel like they're so flowy. Sometimes you get hit with an entirely new energy, and yet you still have to be able to hold this feeling of delicious love and bliss and rapture that you're allowing in your body right now. Can you find pleasure in this new beat? Can you go even deeper into those stories and let them go? All of those stories, they're being released right now through your movement. You don't need to think. Just feel the pleasure. Feel the space you're creating in your body. Feel how strong you are now that that wagon isn't as heavy. How much more space there is. And how easy it is to trust your body to just know innately how to move. We forget that we've been on this earth for so long that sometimes just the pop of a finger is clearing karma from a millennia ago. Truly allowing yourself to keep moving, keep digging. There's more to be released. There's even more to be released. How light are you willing to allow yourself to get? How light? How many stories are you willing to let go of? Can you still move in this delicious way even though the beat might pull you? Or are you ready to really let it out and let it go and shake it out? Allow yourself to roll around on the ground if you need to punch pillows, whatever this music is calling you to do. Okay, we're going to go through just another couple of minutes of this. I want you to really let it all out, guys. Let it all out. I know you might be tired. Get some water. There's a lot of heavy energy moving through this group right now. That's totally okay. Keep moving. Find yourself coming back into a more gentle position, starting to slow down a little bit. And keep moving. Keep breathing. Keep doing exactly what you're doing. Trusting that this is exactly what your body needs. Letting go of those final little places, those final little pieces. Slowly coming back. Hear, sense, feel, or recognize yourself shifting out of the ox story, away from the covered wagon. It is empty of anything that is not of your highest good, of the highest good for all beings on this planet. And allow yourself to come gently into a seated position with a nice tall spine. I invite you to do the rest of this meditation still sitting up. And if you're really feeling called to just lay down and receive right now, you're welcome to do that as well. Grounding now. So whatever position your body is in, just make sure you feel like you're in nice straight lines. Really able to connect to the earth right now. Calling upon the energies of Gaia and Venus and the sun and the moon. The energy of the moon and Venus in Taurus is so delicious and pleasurable and the most fertile soil for planting new ideas and new intentions. However your body is, see, hear, feel, recognize roots growing from wherever your body is making contact with the ground. All the way down these roots, move past the floor in your house, through all the other floors if you're in a building. It's not on the ground level, pushing all the way through to the ground level, breaking through the foundation of the building you're in, breaking through the sedimentary and the rocks, moving these roots all the way down through the mycelial level, the mushroom layer, down, 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 past all the bedrock, down, past the molten core, all the way into the iron crystal core that protects the inner earth beings and those who live within the heart of Gaia. Send these roots all the way down. And now that you have penetrated into the heart of Gaia, find your crystal. Every single one of us has one. It's the place within inner earth that keeps all of our memories from past lives, and the place that we deposit all of the downloads that we receive that aren't actually ours, that are actually for Gaia, or for the old lady down the street, or for the kid on the other side of the city. But because we do the inner work and we are clear channels and conduits, we receive so many downloads. Most of them aren't even for us personally. So we deposit them into this crystal and they send them away to where they need to go. And it's also our own little data bank of all of our knowledge of our soul mission here on this planet at this time. So I want you to see, hear, sense, or recognize that crystal. And just spend a few moments here exchanging information, sending anything down out of your body, down through the roots to this crystal, and then pulling anything up that might be relevant and necessary for you at this time that has been stored away down there that you're now ready to receive. As you exhale, sending everything down into the earth, and as you inhale, pulling everything up. Now feeling this deep centered connection to Gaia. Bring your awareness back into your body, to that blissful state you were in as you finished the dancing and embodiment piece of this ritual. Maybe touching your thighs again, caressing your abdomen, your chest, your throat, rubbing your back, your hands. Just feel this delicious body, this corporeal form, experiencing the duality of this planet and being super consciously aware of how your micro movements cause a ripple effect that you will never know how far it reaches. Now, I want you to start sending roots or branches, actually, start sending branches in the opposite direction. So everywhere that isn't touching the ground is growing a branch, is growing a beautiful branch that reaches up through the room you're in, up through the roof of the building you're in, up through the atmosphere, all the way up through the stratosphere, from your body all the way up through past the moon, past the sun, past our solar system. And keep sending those branches up until they touch every star, even the ones we can't see in the night sky. Your energy reaches and touches every star in every galaxy, in every universe. You are so big. You are so bright and brilliant. The knowledge of the entire multiverse is at your fingertips as you stretch those tendrils even further past out through the constructs of all space and all time into the heart of Source herself. That black womb of no thing, the place where all life began. The infinite knowledge of all of those different planets and stars and civilizations and species that exist throughout the cosmos. You have access to it right now. Look, see, hear, taste, smell, feel, know, recognize how big you are. In the same way that we did before, but in the opposite, you're going to breathe in and out. You're going to start creating this pumping motion where you're sucking the energy up from Gaia, because she wants to talk to all those stars and all of those galaxies too. It's just that she's dampened a little bit by all of the other consciousnesses that aren't as awake as we are. So we're going to send out a signal and blast it out for her right now. So pulling all of that energy up from Gaia into your body and exhaling it up, sending out that APB. Hey, Gaia's ready for her ascension. She's ready to shift to higher planes of consciousness and to bring the whole planet and all of the inhabitants with her. And now breathe in all of that infinite knowledge, all of that wisdom from across the cosmos, from Source, from the interstellar beings, from every star that your branches are touching, and bring it in and send it down to Gaia. Breathe in, Gaia. Exhale to Source. Breathe in, Source. And exhale to Gaia. And as you do this, the energies are crisscrossing at every one of your chakras. You are in full Kundalini awakening right now. Every chakra is receiving messages from Source and Gaia. They're all spinning open to their highest potential. They're all opening to their greatest power. And you're still here in your physical body. You can feel it. You can touch it. You, Source energy. I know it feels big, but own it. You, Source energy here in corporeal form. The universe experiencing itself through your own personal life experience. Own it. Be it. Allowing the circular breathing to continue for just a moment. If you need to move your body now, that's okay. It's needed. Maybe you need to yawn and scream again. Do what you gotta do. We're shifting on a DNA level right now to allow for more crystalline light to be held within our bodies. To know that we are strong as ox, but we don't deal with no bullshit. Asking for any final messages that you need to receive, any next steps, anything you require at this time. Allow those messages to be seen, heard, felt, recognized. Leaving your roots attached, leaving your branches expanded, and just slowly coming back into your body. Wiggling your fingers and your toes, thanking the elementals, the fairies, the mermaids, the nymphs, the dragons, the inner earth beings, our ancestors, the Pleiadians, Arcturians, Sirians, Lyrans, Orions, Andromedans, Scythians, all of the beings from across the cosmos that we have reached out and touched today and brought into this space. Thank you. Coming more into your body. Rubbing your hands together. If you were laying down, also your feet. Rubbing your hands and feet together. Grounding, maybe holding onto your grounding stone. Just coming back, slowly blinking your eyes open. Coming back into this space and this time. You are held. You are safe. You are brave. You are wise. You are light. You are sovereign. You are bright. You are love. You are exactly as you are meant to be. And you can trust the journey that you're on. You really can trust it. So let me know when you're back. Cut a lot of past life BS as well as past from this life with my selenite wand. Awesome. Mighty. I am. Come and change my life and all activities of my life with your infinite wisdom. Yes. Aho. So good. Okay, I'd love to hear your experiences. If there's anything you want to share with the group, make sure you drink lots of water. Oh, thank you so much for taking time today. Make sure you hydrate. Make sure you take some time to set in front of yourself and really, set in front of your altar. Set those new moon intentions, knowing that they're done. Just don't need to worry about how, right? Put it in order to the universe. Tell your limo driver where he's taking you, and then sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. Rest in the knowing that you don't have to carry that burden anymore. Come back and do this again tomorrow if you need to, however often you need to. If you need to add this movement practice into your daily practice, do that. We're in this juicy, delicious pocket right now for the next 2 weeks where your whole life really can change in the next 2 weeks if you allow yourself to be worthy of it and you do the work. And the work isn't always going to be linear, like emails and logical how-tos. Sometimes the work is laying naked in the sun in the mountains. Sometimes the work is staying in your bathtub. Sometimes the work is coloring. Sometimes the work is watching Netflix and chilling. Sometimes the work is having amazing sex. Sometimes the work is painting or planting a garden. It's about being in that pleasure, in that bliss that you were in as you were letting everything go and allowing yourself to stay there as often as possible. And when the chit chat goes on in your head, you just say, shh, I don't need to know why. I don't need to know where it's coming from. I don't really even care about this story. I don't want to read this story. I'm going to come back into my feeling. What is my pleasure? What brings me? What activities, right? If you need something to do, go make a list of the activities that bring you back to this state. And that may be meditating. And that may be affirmations. Or it may be ballroom dancing. Or maybe watercoloring with your 4-year-old. Let's see. I've had this invitation infection in my ear for nearly a week now. All the downloads I've been receiving for integration of my throat chakra upgrades are intense. Yep. Felt the pain shoot up, then die down. Awesome. Above all else, the work is remaining present in all that we do. Yeah, that's really true. Remaining present and remaining in bliss. And realizing that we're really creating a new way of being. So it's going to look mad. It's going to look insane, right? That's something I say. Going sane by means of becoming super conscious is going to look insane to the unconscious people who continue to blame and shame others instead of taking authority, instead of picking up the pen and being the author of their story and enjoying the journey that they've written for themselves and receiving all the treasure that you've left along the way, knowing that you're supported. You are the tree of life. You are supported from above and below. And it's all cultivated here in your heart, right here. As always, my inbox is open if you want to continue this conversation. If there's things you need on a personal level, dragon oracle sessions, bespoke dragon invocations, transcendental body work, whatever it is that you're requiring at this time, please reach out. I am a resource for you. I am here to be of service because this is my mission. Right here, doing this work with you guys, having these beautiful rituals, doing the surprise lives, that's a part of what I do to help spread the message, to be the rock being dropped into the lake and allowing the ripple to go out I don't know how far. And I'm honored and so grateful for all of you for allowing me to show up this way for you. So we're going to end by repeating our new moon. This incantation, if you want to say. So you can just repeat after me. Tonight, I enter the sacred space of my heart and welcome in abundance, growth, and transformation. I begin walking a beautiful light-filled path. And as the moon waxes, I charge all work done tonight with love and focused attention. I remember the truth of who I am, perfect, whole, and complete. Amen. Aho. Ase. So mote it be. Thank you. I love you. I'll see you also.